Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you so much for our time together. I'd like us to go back to the book of Proverbs today and deal with some problems in our relationships. Now, we're going to be a little confrontational today, and it's going to be a little hard, but just stick with me for a minute. We have a goal in the end, and that's peace in our life. I talk to many Christians, and there is no peace. They have no peace in their churches. They have no peace in their connect groups. They have no peace in their leadership teams. And, you look around and you realize there's a reason for that. And usually we blame ourselves. As a pastor, as a connect group leader, as a parent, as a friend, we blame ourselves and we say, there's something wrong with us. But brothers and sisters, too often, it's not that there's a problem with us. It's there's a problem with the people that we've chosen to let be close to us. Now, I'd like you to notice here in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 10, drive out the mocker, and out goes the strife. Quarrels and insults are ended. Sometimes in the name of, quote, Christian love, close quote, we allow a lot of people to be around us that really don't belong there. Maybe they are people that once have been good, but they've changed, and we didn't change friends when our friends changed. Maybe there are people that have come in among us because, somebody brought them in and we've been trying to work with them and we've been trying to help them and we're trying to be patient with them, but constantly we find everybody in strife. Constantly we find everybody in turmoil and arguments always breaking out. At some point we need to look around and ask ourselves the question, is there something wrong with us? Or is there something wrong with the people that we've allowed around us? Now sometimes in a company, if you're a business owner, you need to get rid of somebody. Maybe they have great talent and ability, but every time you turn around, they are at the center of strife. Sometimes as a connect group leader, you look around at your connect group and you realize people don't enjoy coming anymore because there's always an argument, there's always a fuss, and you go, when did all this begin? And you realize there's always one person at the center of the argument. Sometimes I look at pastors and they say, Pastor, we have so much trouble in our church and we don't understand all this strife and we're trying to remove the strife and we're trying to teach people to walk in love. And I say, well, sometimes it's not a matter of teaching people to walk in love. Sometimes it's a matter of just lifting up your eyes above the arguments and above the fighting and looking around and say, now who's in the middle of all this? Who's stirring the pot? And sometimes you just have to encourage people, you know what? You're just not welcome here anymore. I don't want you to come to this connect group anymore. Why don't you go to a connect group where you're happy? You're not very happy with us here. So why don't you go someplace and you'll be happy and we'll be happy and we'll all be happy, okay? Sometimes I've told pastors that they need to take people off of their board that are a source of strife. Sometimes I've sat down with choirs and said, maybe there's this one person that needs to go away. You see, as Christians, we always take it upon ourselves that we can get along with anybody and that we can redeem anybody. But we can't. We can't change people. Only God can do that. Now, if these people are not willing to let God change them, and they're always at the center of strife, then sometimes we need to drive out the mocker. We need to tell them, you're just not welcome here anymore. Is that walking in love? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's walking in obedience to the Word of God. Something to think about today. Now, don't go try to make everybody the mocker and you're the sort. No, please, don't go get on a witch hunt. But if there's always trouble around, lift up your eyes above the fray, so to speak, and who is at the source of all of this strife?